I suppose
You mean the mule?
No, I
that
mean
seems to be
marble.
how you're treating her.
That is our mule.
Oh, okay.
And since I know things about alchemy now, apparently, I'm gonna see if there's anything like in like of note aside from just like half rotted leaves or whatever. I got the
There's like
exact
all
same
kinds
roll.
of rotted uh, word that escapes me for ingredients.
Garbage.
Yeah, it's all
Right.
garbage
Reagent.
at this point. The containers
Refuse.
and tools might be useful though.
Anything that I don't already have as like alchemy lab, or is it just like stuff that we could pawn off pretty much?
Possibly pawn off. Like all of this is useful to someone who needs a lab.
Well, I already purchased one, so we can put like a note here to like come back, grab this shit, and sell it.
Sure.
Uh,
Do you want I should perhaps move it to the main map so you make a note of it being there?
I mean, I thought we could put a note like here on the dungeon map,
Okay.
like a
Feel free.
little
You have
circle.
access to the map as far as like doing stuff.
There's stuff here that we could probably yoink.
Okay.
So, is there anything other than alchemical stuff in the room, or is it just pretty much
Just
just a
alchemical
lab?
ingredients and lab equipment.
All right.
Alright.
What about like one last thing? Is there any like notes about how alchemical stuff works in this lab, or is that like rotted away?
That is a fair point. If you start looking around for it, are you actively looking around for that kind of information?
Yeah.
Okay. You notice there's more writing on the wall than there was out in the hall.
Right.
Oh, can we decipher it?
Yes. When they were passing through the hall, they noticed that a lot of the names are there were individual words in places, nothing connected into itself. Charon has a better grasp of the language than the rest of you, and notices a lot of it is technical terms and whatnot. There's a few names, but they don't have any contextual meaning.
I mean
And
that's the best kind of potion.
yeah, but in this room, along the eastern wall, though part of it is cut off by the collapse, seems to be a walkthrough on how to make a potion.
So Charon will like write down the ingredients they can, like the steps.
Okay, hang
Should I
on.
like write that down in my journal, or is it just like knowledge that he has?
Hang on, just responding to laser. No, no, it's just canisters in general,
Oh,
Okay.
so you don't have to worry about that. Though
all
you
right.
might want to share that as an idea just to mess with the character.
No, no, that's fine. I'll get on that if I need.
Okay. Where was I
Now,
at here? Sorry,
what do I?
yes.
What? Yes. What should I put in my journal about like?
Okay. So what you see is a list of ingredients, a time of how long it takes to make it, when one should infuse the concoction, and the portion that explains what it does has been destroyed by the collapse.
So basically, we can create our own. Um,
Mystery potions.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write that down, and then I guess worry about it later when I have time to
Yeah.
test out the recipe.
Right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a potion, we're gonna feed it to the cleric, and we're gonna be like, hey, you're not here right now. It turns out we drugged you while you were gone.
That doesn't. That sounds like a way to get arrested.
Oof.
Like drugging a girl while she's unconscious.
Like, I
Yeah.
wasn't even thinking about that part.
He was just trying to like put the potion
I
down
was
someone's
just like,
throat so that they could learn what it does.
it was just who gets to be the unwitting victim today.
How long would it take to make this thing in theory, and are enough ingredients laying around to make it?
Hang on one moment as I blindly search for a place to make a note here. But you found it.
Alright.
I have the documentation right here in my hand. Do you think I would be ready to use
No.
it?
Nah.
I'm not ready either.
Aye, Captain.
All right.
I can't hear you.
Wow. Nope. It's around here somewhere.
We can just say there's not enough ingredients we'll worry about later.
Guessing it goes
So
over here.
does that mean if some of us put points in alchemy, we can basically create our own, right, with the lab equipment?
Yes.
But you mentioned I literally have points in craft alchemy because I got interested in it.
So this
Okay.
is an actual like mechanic question. Is there a benefit in having multiple people that are good at something, like at specifically a craft skill?
Multiple people being good in something. Perhaps for this, as you might be able to fetch more ingredients from the actually you fetched all the alchemical ingredients, didn't you? You can begin to try to mass produce some of these things, and whereas
Okay, so
for the city
only-
that will run out of ingredients pretty quickly, you all, if you have multiple checks and abilities for this, would be able to use it better.
All right, so it's only like rate of production that's really affected by it. You can't alchemy better if you have two people doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I'm not able to make the potion right now, then I guess I'm done with this room.
There
Yeah,
are no
we can
ingredients
do
here
that.
for you to make that potion with.
Alright. But there are tools that we can come back and sell.
And we
Later.
have our list of ingredients. We can keep an eye out for them later.
Okay.
You believe you
Is
have
there
a
anything
few
else?
upstairs with the
Um,
lab.
Can we search the room for any hidden passage or hidden?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there's anything else interesting in the room other than the obvious stuff.
I got a 34 on my perception check. I think I would have seen it, but if you want me to, I can do another sweep for hidden stuff.
All right, hang on.
Oh, I didn't realize that was.
Yeah, I didn't
Alright.
see it as well.
Okay.
So should I
Finally got
roll?
the note where I needed it to be on the right paper. All right. You got a 34 on your perception to search
Yeah,
the
how
room.
many invisible creatures are in this room?
You find a couple hidden cubbies and whatnot with rotting ingredients and perhaps old living tools that are dead at this point.
Are they labeled in any way?
No.
Okay.
Unlucky. So yeah, I'm done here. We can move out.
Okay.
Find some super hidden cubby somewhere. It just says salt.
Yeah, can I take 20 to find the salt?
I mean, the thing is, at least, like, there are certain ingredients that won't be bad just because they don't go bad. Like, any sort of, like, mineral type thing is probably fine.
Eh.
It's just, here's your
Yeah.
saltpeter. It's.
Or it could have been
Okay.
like destroyed, like the bottle fell
I mean,
over and
there's a
broke.
few things like that you might be able to find, but I don't have like a list of things like that you could find.
Yeah.
So if you want to
Well, then
say
make
you
the
find
list.
things like salt or other ingredients
So
that are
my
hard to get rid
general
of,
request is that we just have a like nondescript thing that just says like like some portion of alchemy we just like guarantee to have the ingredients for because it's non-perishable.
if you want, we can do a D100 percentage check every time you find alchemy ingredients.
Oh no, I'm like saying that presumably most of our alchemy ingredients are going to be rotten, obviously, but some portion of alchemy is going to be stuff that just doesn't go bad. It's going to be salt. It's going to be, I don't know, like
We'll do this.
charcoal
5
ash or
times
whatever.
7. You have a 35% chance every time, or 35% of the ingredients are that.
Okay.
You know, let's just we already have like a bunch of stuff like back at base because I took a
do.
couple of so I don't really need it. I don't think unless I need something that's like rare.
Yeah, and that's sort of what I'm asking at is that to try and basically have the cost of alchemy reduced by a certain portion specifically in that we have to find a certain percent less because it's readily available because it hasn't gone bad.
Hmm. I mean, this makes sense to me, and I would be open to the argument at any time. Just like, oh, no, we have this many alchemical places we've found. And I'd be like, alright, well, if you spend a couple days going back tracking to get all these things, yes, you have that.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. So moving back into the hallway, proceed east some more or go back?
East.
East, okay.
East? I thought you said west.
I did not say west.
Shit.
You do come across another two doorways, one in the north, one in the south, and at the end of the hall, just within sight, is a corner.
Exciting. I'm going to take a peek into, I guess, the southern room.
Southern room, alright.
We'll worry about the
You
corner
enter
later.
a rather large, magnificent room. You see some interesting things, though.
I cast sight. Damn it.
Okay. Well,
I know
there are about 4 standing obelisks, which seem to have rusting manacles hanging from them.
Well,
They are in the middle of the room. There are a couple little, like, cubby areas, maybe about 10 feet by 10 feet in each of the corners. I will kind of openly depict them with free
pull higher number.
Look, if I got in that 20, I could have beaten that.
It's a 5% chance.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's manacles and there's cubbies.
Right. And I did not mean to do that.
How rusted are the manacles?
Perhaps someone casting mending would be able to fix them, but they are rather
We
falling
had someone
apart.
with mending, and that is their
They
only
also
job.
are attached to that obelisk.
Well, break
is
them
there
off
a way
and then fix them.
So is there a way to know what this room was used for?
Knowledge Shaper?
Maybe the guy with knowledge shaper. I
Yeah.
was just about to ask. Well, I know exactly what the fuck this room's for.
Yes, you do. These would be for rooms with creatures
Kink.
about to go rogue, to kind of try to influence them to normality. It didn't work out well, but it did keep them locked up where they could be experimented on and try to figure out why they were going rogue.
Welcome to China.
So can I
are
see
there
into
any signs that one of these creatures might still be around?
An interesting question, but no, there is no significant passage of time noticeable in the room. You're not seeing tracks in the dust, you're not seeing anything else. I am not including all the names that you keep seeing everywhere in the structure. Like the names and things on the wall.
They are still just meaningless, right? Like they're just random
you see
words.
no meaning to any of them.
And does anything in here look intentionally damaged?
You do notice one of the manacles has been completely snapped as far as like where it would be attached to. Not against the pillar, but the actual like where it would clasp.
Okay, so I guess make sure you're behind me.
You see some damage in the northwestern wall protecting that cubby. You also see a couple spots nearby where the ground has kind of melted at one point.
Tasty. So, what's in the cubbies exactly?
Which one would you like to explore?
It's any one, whichever one I look at first.
Okay, you're
Top left.
Top left. Okay. Over there, you find what was once a nest. There was clearly some kind of box, bin, or other thing here that has been shattered and kind of pushed into a corner and used as a nest. There are bits of greenery and tree roots that have kind of built up around it. But that was long ago, and this is now kind of fallen down as well. Can I get a perception check as you look at it?
Oh. I should probably keep my sheet open so I don't have to open it every time.
Probably.
Just make a
Okay.
macro at the bottom so you can just always have your perception like disabled
something you could
device
do.
at the ready.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I could do that.
Anyway, but for your perception, you see something in and amongst the nest. Do you
Hmm?
go kind of like flip through it, kind of looking around at what's in it?
So I can't tell what it is from where I'm standing. I have to root
You can
through
tell
it.
something's there, but it's still like kind of half buried.
I am concerned about directly touching it, so
I will mage hand it for you.
sure grab this thing. I don't know what it is. It's probably a
It's this.
bomb.
It's. I see this guy just like
So you
staring intensely at a pile of stuff in the
just kind of
corner, but
mage hand some
refusing
of the
to
stuff to
touch
the
it.
side so that you
Yeah.
can see what's there.
Yeah. The fun thing is, it's
Okay.
impossible to not be delicate with mage hands.
There are 8 copper coins and 2 pods, very much like what Obolos was selling, but you don't recognize them.
Like those flasks he gave me, or just
Yes,
pods?
The potion bags. It's like wine boxes.
kind of.
I guess I'll. Can I do? What do I roll to figure out what they are, if I can?
You'd have to open them.
You are going to mage hand them open, and then I will go look at them.
If you say so. I should mention though, I forget how much exactly, but I think identifying a potion, takes a certain portion of said potion.
That would be for the normal thing, but with craft alchemy, it's a little bit easier with the shaper tools and whatnot.
All right.
So just give me a craft alchemy check as you pop open one and examine it.
Uh,
Let me double check that I actually have my.
alchemy.
Okay, I do have my chance. You're fine.
Nice.
Do I see it? Because I'm not seeing anything after I rolled in chat.
Craft. Scroll down if you can.
Yeah.
I've
It's
got nothing.
a
I'm going to have to refresh, I think. Oh, it just appeared. Nat 20, nice.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why it was so delayed there, but okay. So you actually don't recognize it as being the same as one of the ones that you've already seen.
Oh, so it's a new potion.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, maybe
well,
not new so much as different potion.
glad my nat 20 didn't tell me what the fuck it is.
Uh,
I at least know 4 things that it isn't.
yes.
So
Which one of
Perhaps
these
if you
are-
have your lab, you'd be able to examine it a little bit closer.
Alright. So I'll just mark it down as unknown, then I'll just examine it later.
Yeah. It would take a little bit more than just a quick check to figure out what it is, because you don't know.
That's
is there a way to
fair.
reverse engineer potions?
Wait, what?
Is there a way to reverse engineer potions
I
from
think
a sample?
Not so much with the way the Shapers made them.
Alright, so I'm gonna take those 8 copper because
Okay.
I can.
That's fair. Do you want to craft alchemy check the last one?
I thought that was for both of them. Yeah,
oh,
I can
I
do
thought
it.
that was for one of them.
I'll do another one.
Okay.
It's less impressive.
It is less impressive. You recognize this as one of the 4, but you can't tell which.
Cool.
Do you want to take another turn to examine it longer, closer?
Sure.
+2.
Uh,
Hey, this is War Blessing.
cool.
Do you need a reminder of what it does?
I have it written down in my additional gear what it
Okay.
does. It's a +2 hit damage for melee. You didn't tell me how long it lasts.
5 minutes.
Alright, cool.
Yep.
So I guess I'm gonna go through and examine the rest of the cubbies,
Okay.
if no one has injections.
I am
Another one
not
around the room?
offended by your desire to be helpful.
I have eyes, so it's probably best if I do it.
You are the best at having eyes.
I cast sight.
Which corner?
Bottom left. I'll
Bottom
just go
left.
clockwise or
You
counterclockwise.
find a chest.
Is it
Nothing
locked?
else in the cubby. Is it locked? It is not locked.
Damn. Quick mage hand boy, I need you.
You
Wow.
realize that most of these things probably will not explode. But all right,
Okay.
I will continue standing at sufficient distance in a sufficient place that if the things do explode, they explode in its face.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume like just around the cubby wall where you kind of see the area and lift with a motion of your hand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just moving stuff around.
Okay.
Thanks.
Nothing happens as it opens.
I I'll go and look at it some more.
Okay. You find a short sword, two wands you don't recognize.
Dibs on the wall.
Kind of.
Are
This
they
is coming out
shaper
very
wands or?
phallic now that I think about this.
Yeah, very good job.
It's
Are they shaper wands or are
unfortunate.
they like magic wands that we're used to?
They are shaper wands.
Oh, those are the things
These
that shoot thorns, right?
not those ones.
Oh.
They
No,
they
these
are
ones have a
clearly a
different
magical
purpose for the
wand,
shapers.
but they do not look like the ones that Crimson, for instance, would have seen at some point.
So should I roll, or
Do
does
you want to
Crimson
roll
already
a
know?
spellcraft on them?
Okay,
I've got a picture
What's
of
the
your magical
spellcraft?
wand here.
I'm gonna roll. Okay.
The wrong kind of wand. Thank you.
Is it knowledge check me now, or spell check?
Can I roll acrobatics to learn what kind of wand
You
it
know,
is?
give me a spellcraft because you'd have an easier time finding something there.
Can I intimidate it into telling me its secrets?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna aid another that. I'm not gonna aid another that. Never mind.
I'm going to also not aid another net.
Okay, people, we've had enough of the aiding another. Back to Crimson. You actually do not recognize them, but
Hmm.
you do see that one of them is topped with a green crystal that has broken in half.
How heavy are these wands, by the way?
About 3 pounds each.
Oh, cool. I can't carry a
Was
single one.
I,
Where's
I
the
will
pack
point
broken in
in?
out
half.
that the potions weigh 4 pounds each.
Oh. I thought you said they were half pound. Like before.
I have 4 written down on my sheet. Maybe that
Is
was
that because
point
you got
4?
8?
It's point 4. That's why, yes. I need
Oh.
to retcon that for another group.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you got to down 4 pounds of anything to get its effects,
Bit
Just saying.
strong. So the wands are 3
It's
pounds?
actually the container that weighs so much.
so you can just pour it into something a bit more convenient.
Well, you'd have to find a container
No.
that holds as much as it does, and whatnot.
Container's magical. Can't do it.
Hang on.
Well, your stomach's a
Uh,
container. So please excuse
There we
me, I've lost the use of one hand due to a bad case of lap cat.
That's fine. I just notified the other group that it was 0.4 pounds. I feel terrible. They were like, oh, 4 pounds? We can't carry this. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Looking at my notes, like, why is it so heavy? I don't remember what the reasoning was. Whoops.
I'm gonna put down some more notes.
I think I
onto
will
the
put
board.
0.4 next time.
It turns
As-
out all of these potions were actually intended for farm animals, so they're all sized large.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put that note to make it 0.4,
Oh,
so I don't go crazy here. All right, so back into the cubby. You have this cracked green crystal wand. You have another one that is purple crystal inset into about halfway down the handle,
Mm-hmm.
and And the last one is just a short sword.
Okay, I guess we give the short sword to our trapsmith.
I have no use for it.
We just put it into him. You have it now.
Oh shit, it's in me. I
Oh.
think that's like. I thought we established the wands weren't like that.
If you want the other wand, I'll just keep the amethyst, the purple one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write down the map what we're leaving behind if we leave anything behind.
Please do.
That's fine. I actually appreciate those notes.
Yeah.
You might want to put that yellow dot over in the bottom left so you see where it's at.
I just want it like next to the room, really.
Okay.
We can go back into it.
Next corner. Perception check, because I know you're going to want that.
Where's my
Okay.
perception? Here it is.
There you go. Oh, that's very good.
It's
You
definitely
see
natural one.
that the supporting wall there for the cubby, that little northern wall, looks kind of like it's ready to fall into the cubby.
The trap.
Almost like the structure is ready to give way over there. You
Is there
also
anything
see
of
what
that?
seems to be an alchemical vat in the corner.
How heavy is it?
It would be very heavy. This
Damn,
thing
I
is
can't mage
almost
hand it.
human size, rather large metal, on like 3 legs like a tripod.
Is there anything in it?
The lid is currently shut and looks to be sealed.
Damn. You've prepared for my bullshit. So how close to falling is close to falling? If I try to take the vat out, will it collapse?
Probably not.
And also, we can just prop it up.
You could try
Yeah,
propping it up.
You can cast mending
Or
on it.
has mending on it. Yeah.
Isn't that 1 pound per level?
Yeah, just have like a really high caster level.
And like
Mhm.
10 minutes a cast?
Roughly.
Okay.
Just about.
So,
I'm gonna say mending does not work on the corner.
Damn.
okay.
Just a suspicion.
So I'm gonna try and like drag it out of the corner.
What is your drag weight?
Probably not enough now I think about it. Let me see.
I think it's like 4 times your max carry or something.
Yeah, 575 on my drag or push.
Ah,
Can we?
you could carry it out of the
lift
corner
it?
that way.
Okay.
I'm
The
gonna.
ground is a bit tiled. You might need to be able to lift it as well to kind of make it so it doesn't tip over at any point.
It's
Or maybe a second person to
230.
assist.
I can lift off ground if it's 230.
It is not able to do that.
I mean, I'll help out.
Group effort. Everyone kind
Yeah.
of helps drag it up and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friendship.
So that is as a strength check.
It does not need to be a strength check because you have the capacity to lift it and maneuver it. Perhaps a dexterity check between you all, and just like beat a 10 to make sure you're like coordinated in this process.
Dexterity or acrobatics?
Oh. So Crimson was not ready for that dexterity.
Wait, is
Here,
it dex
let
or
me-
acrobatics? Right, dex. I was ready.
Yeah, dex.
Uh,
So is McCrude.
the,
Crimson slips and falls on his face.
He falls into the vat, even though it's sealed.
Oh.
yeah, the dexterity check is for us avoiding stepping on you by accident after you slip and fall.
Yes, that seems to be the case.
Yeah,
As
let's make
together,
additional.
you're
I'm
able
gonna
to
go
lift it just enough to kind of maneuver it around. Poor Crimson is sitting there like, what just happened? This vat just shoulder checked me out of nowhere. You see, as you're looking up at the ceiling above you, Crimson, some cracks in the ceiling there.
Mm-hmm.
It honestly looks like this area is getting ready to just fall in.
Uh-oh. So I
If I-
relay the information that we should kind of hurry.
This room or is this the corner?
This corner of the room. And it looks like it just needs something to kind of set it off, or perhaps just a bit more rain, water in some future moment.
I want to kick it to make it fall, but after we're done in here.
All right, here's the plan. If we find some big bad, we just need to lure it into that corner somehow and just knock it, just collapse the room in on it.
Very
It's
good.
not a bad idea.
I guess, how is the
I mean,
vat
it's a
sealed?
terrible idea. We have to convince some enemy to get into the
How is
corner.
the vat sealed? Well, there are 3 latches along the lid before it can even be maneuvered. You'd have to undo at least 2 before you could lift it up.
Well, I guess I do that. I want to see what's in here. Actually, before we open it, what did it sound like as we moved it?
Like it is full to the brim. Like, obviously it weighs like there's something in it. And
Yeah.
it kind of rocks back and forth as you move, but you don't hear anything.
So
Do we smell
So you
anything?
suspect it's full of whatever it has.
Do we
I'm
smell
gonna
anything?
actually mage hand boy.
What?
Open it.
No, I'm sorry, what?
Throw like a
didn't hear
pink
you.
dot on the map wherever you moved it to.